One of my latest comments that seems to be getting a lot of attention, I don't know who this is. She's like some supermodel, okay. I'm getting some, praise from her. Look at her, she's over here clapping for me. She's clapping for me. And I wrote, why, thank you. Okay, some hot babes over here giving me a standing ovation because, alright, let's get to it though. Okay, so this is the post that I'm going to be talking about. Crickets for this fucking idiot. Standing ovation, lots of cheers for Zelensky. Yes, very well deserved. See that? They give him attention, and then the fucking McDonald are like, yeah, just walk through already. Okay? What does this post represent? Does this post represent, everybody respects Donald? Maybe on opposite day, you have to be a fucktard to believe that that's what's happening, okay? So, someone wrote, everybody hates you, dude, and of course, the only reason why I go under things that go against Donald is because I'm like, I can't wait to see what the fucking idiots are saying to this, okay? And so, I was the very first person, actually, to respond to the person who first responded to this. So, everybody hates you, dude, and that was so satisfying me. And somebody wrote, nah, he won the vote, LMAO. He's respected worldwide. Bitch, do you really think that that fucking post was showing what you are now trying to represent? No, doofus. So I wrote, oof, that's the kind of delusion that you don't just disagree with. You let that shit unravel, okay? Because clearly the whole point, all caps, the whole point of this post is to express just how much he's not respected. How much he's not respected, smarty pants. Your delusions are nothing but punchlines, for God's sakes. He not only isn't respected, he's tolerated by tyrants, laughed at by allies, and worshipped by people who mistake shamelessness for strength, okay? History will not remember him for being powerful. It'll remember him as the symptom of a country who got sick, okay? Who wears orange makeup and doesn't even know how to close a fucking umbrella. P.S. Cheating is never winning, ever. It doesn't matter what color or shape you are, cheating is never winning. Okay? Saying all this while the stock market is going up and doing good and inflation is down 2%. Nice try, buddy. Are you asking for an ass whooping? Are you asking for an ass whooping with this kind of response? Are you fucking serious right now? You're not fucking with me? Idiot. You're bragging about the stock market like it hasn't been yo-yoing harder than Trump's legal defense strategy. Under his watch, we watched 6 trillion vanish in 48 hours. Because of reckless tariffs, inflation is not down, you stupid fuck. It's climbing up like crazy. Crazy? The economists are already sounding the alarm for the recession. Actually, I should play that clip. They're not only sounding the alarm for recession, they're saying something really serious and worse can happen. I should play that clip. Maybe I'll even slice it in
recession here. Because of President Trump's tariffs.
I think that right now we are at a decision-making point and very close to a recession. And I'm worried about something worse than a recession if this isn't handled well. A recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP, and whether it goes slightly there, we always have those things. We have something that's much more profound. We have a breaking down of the monetary order. We are going to change the monetary order because we cannot spend the amounts of money, so we have that problem. And when we talk about the dollar and we talk about tariffs, we have that. We are having profound changes in our domestic order, how ruling is existing, and we're having profound changes in the world order. Such times are very much like the 1930s. I've studied history, and this repeats over and over again. So if you take tariffs, if you take debt, if you take the rising power challenging the existing power, if you take those factors and look at the factors, those changes in the orders, the systems, are very, very disruptive. How that's handled could produce something that is much worse than a recession, or it could be handled well.
But I wrote, okay, an economist already sounding the alarm for another recession. You're clapping for chaos and calling it leadership. Yay, this guy's ruining our fucking world. Okay? It's giving, I don't read past the headlines. Like, are you okay? Like, hello? You have the power to check up on your own facts in the palm of your hand. Please do. Please double check that info. You are living in opposite land. Okay? So he didn't have much to say to me after that, I guess. A lot of people are saying stuff about him. Look at all these people are saying, wow, what a fucktard you are. Stupid. How is he a dictator? Can you name the reasons why he is? Or are you just a stupid boomer? Stupid fuck. No, because the second we reach for facts, you guys reach for cruelty. Someone wrote, you should inform the Democrats of this information. I don't know if that's going against me or with me. It kind of sounds like they're with me, saying like, hey, you should let them know. What did I say to that? I wonder. You know, this guy has to fight off so many demons. I've never even seen this one. Who hasn't cheated to win elections be for real? What are you talking about? There's voter suppression, but hasn't been a single... That's neither here or there. This is what I said to the person who says, you should inform the Democrats of that. So I wrote, which part? Because I really was like, oh, which part? That's interesting. I think, but this applies to no matter what part you're talking about. I think they realize most of what I've said. They might just be having a trouble matching up to the corruption, lying, and wrongdoing. It's unnatural stooping down so low, and going against the law and maturity and intelligence, it's a lot of work for people who have been above that since the age of 2. And then I wrote, getting familiar with stupidity is the challenge for them, I'd say. I think that's a fair challenge. I truly believe it's a fair challenge, and that's really what's going on here. It's like, we need to really start familiarizing ourselves with stupidity. So this person wrote, delusion, have you seen yourself or your children mutilating party? Okay. I think he meant yourself as one word, and I think he meant your children mutilating party, not your children mutilating a party. Your children mutilating party, or the amount of mentally ill and pedos in your cult? Wow. This person needs to seriously, at least a 3-day hold. Okay? He needs to be 5150'd. And so I wrote, if I'm in a cult, then who's my leader? Who's my leader? If I'm in a cult, if you're first of all, if you're trying to say I'm a Democrat, which I'm not, who's the Democrats' leader? Exactly. Okay? And I say this to everybody. You're going to see me saying this a lot. I'm on your side. Because we are all on the same side. Don't forget that. I don't give a fuck if you're a MAGA or whatever. You guys are thinking. You're trained to think, oh, I'm on this team. This team is the country. That team is not my country. Bitch, you can say and do that all you want. We're still in America. We're on the same side. We're on the same side. It sucks that I'm not on the same side with you fucking assholes. But we're on the same side because we're all fucking Americans. Okay? And what incarnations are even going on about anyway? I don't speak 5150, 3-day hold. It's psych word kind of crazy. You know, sometimes I ask myself, how are all humans built the same? How do all the fucktards talking like this always have the same answer? Why do you always... It's Diddy. The fuck is that? What is that? Is that you? Is that an answer? Is that you calling me that? What the fuck is that? What's going on here? Explain. They just wrote Diddy. Like that's some sort of fucking cop-out. And this is where that hot babe claps. She's probably like, damn, you're doing well. Thank you. Sorry, I wrote, just, all right, man. You know what? This is precisely why people don't take you guys seriously anymore. Okay? You're proving my point. You're proving my point for me. So thanks. Then I wrote to that hot babe. Why, thank you. Good God. I mean, the amount of mental illness in this goddamn fucking country, man. No, okay, so let's say positives, because there's a whole lot of negatives there. Let's say some positive. Well, I'm glad that if anything, I do have some sort of influence on them, because I'm not insulting people. Like, I may say you dingus, or you sound silly, or you, oh, crazy. These aren't insults, because sometimes I'll say that. I'm like, oh, okay, like, get the facts, you muppet, or you donut, or something, and I'll say something like that. And I'll even say, like, because somebody will say, yeah, well, you're fucking this and that. Look at you, you're pathetic and all this stuff, and they'll start calling me racist things. And I'm like, you know what? If you were confident, you wouldn't need to insult me, dingus. Or I'll say something like that, and they're like, okay, well, you just insulted me. And I'm like, that was the test right there. Because you don't know the difference between an insult and, like, that's not worse than, like, I would call my little brother that, you little dingus, and it's like, I would call family that. These are like the pet names, or something. These are harmless, if anything, kind of loving type of nicknames or whatever. I'm like, come on, you dingus. These are like friendly, soft blows. These are, you know what I mean? These are the same words I'd use on my own mother. So you need to know the difference between calling somebody a fucking spick or whatever the fuck they were calling me, and between that and calling somebody a dingus or a muppet, or like, all right, come on, you crazy, you silly goose. I say things like that because it's loving. These are loving words. You can have the same sort of, like, style of, like, duh, get it, dingus, without being like, oh, what's one that people call me? A fucking spick. They call me all kinds of things. And so that doesn't feel nice, okay? That doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel comfortable. I can say this in front of children. Muppet, dingus, donut. I can say these in front of children. You can't be calling me a stupid spick in front of fucking little kids. I'll fucking kick your ass if you do. So, me saying you can't, you wouldn't, if you were confident and you believed in what we were saying, if you were a true leader, if you were, this and that, you wouldn't need to insult people. You would be getting straight to the point. You wouldn't need to just spend all your time putting me down. You would just fucking make your point, and that's it. So that proves my point. And so they think they're being smart by saying, like, oh, well, you're not practicing what you preach. Well, you need to grow some brains. That's what I say to that. You need to grow some brains. Okay, because linguistics, all this stuff, any type of communication, it can be very complex, and I challenge it to be slightly above average on complexity level, because you guys need to start critical thinking skills. You guys need to start learning critical thinking skills. And you guys wear it like a badge or something. God damn, that's super embarrassing. You guys are like, well, I don't like to think for myself. I like to leave that to Donald. Bitch, oh my god, you realize you just said that in front of everybody? You said that in front of the world. God damn, at least, what the fuck? No shame. Idiots. I am in so much extreme pain all day, every day, that your worst comments, and there are some pretty brutal ones, ain't got shit on me. Okay, I don't care. But I'm here to take that, because I'm able to be patient enough with you to now show you, I'm going to dissect this for you, to show you what it's like to be a grown, human, mature fucking person that's fuckable, okay? Don't you guys want to get laid? Because you guys are sure acting like the opposite. Yeah, I'm sure you can speak like this all you want. If you don't ever want to get laid ever again in your entire life, then by all means, proceed. Other than that, I'll help you. Alright? Just be nicer to each other. You don't have to be nice to me, but be nicer to each other. Me, I'm a piece of shit. I'm nothing. I'm unemployed fucking scum. I'm the scum of the earth. I ain't nothing. I'm a loser. So, have at it.